We have a lot on our plate tonight. I'd like to get started as soon as possible, but before we begin, I'd like to thank a few people. First of all, I'd like to thank the candidates for being here tonight and taking time out of their busy schedules to be with us today. I'd also like to thank our moderator, Camille Lawrence, for being here. She's with the Emerald Media Group, which is our campus publication. I'd like to thank Nicholas Seymour, who is the Vice Chairman of the University of Oregon College Republicans, also our timekeeper. I'd like to thank the Emerald Media Group, who is actually recording the event for everyone's information. I'd like to thank the members of the University of Oregon College Republicans who put in the time and effort to make this possible. And I'd like to thank the Lane County Republican Party for giving us the guidance that we needed in order to put on an event like this. We haven't done anything similar to this in recent memory as an organization, so we thank them for their guidance. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of you for coming out, for being interested in local politics, for caring about your communities, and for joining us tonight in the spirit of making them better. Before we begin, I have to read a disclaimer to all of you. For respect for everyone's time and efforts, all individuals are expected to observe respectful behavior and decorum during this forum. Anyone acting in disruptive, disorderly, or threatening behavior or using profanity will be asked to voluntarily leave the meeting or to be escorted out. Please be courteous and respectful, and if you don't mind, turn off or mute your cell phones. With that, I'm going to turn it over to our moderator, Camille, who will get started with introducing the candidates.
Good evening. Our format tonight will be 1-minute introductions by each candidate, a 2.5-minute response to each of the questions, and 1-minute conclusions. We'll then save individual questions for after the forum. To start with introductions, let's start with Mr. Bozovich and move down to the right.
Thank you. I'm Jay Bozovich, and I am currently the West Lane County Commissioner. I've been in that job for about 3.5 years now. Before that, I spent 29 years as a civil engineer. My wife and I have been married for about 31 years, and we moved out to Elmira with 4 standard poodles and 1 very content cat. I have been a citizen here in Lane County since the early 90s when I moved out to the East Coast. I went to a college that has a worse mascot than even ducks or beavers. I went to University of Maryland, we were the Turtles. And that's kind of who I am, and I hope through the course of the evening that I can secure your support, so thank you.
I'm Dawn Leslie. I'm running for West Lane County Commissioner. I'm an engineer with 18 years experience getting projects done on time and on budget for industries and municipalities. I'm a wife and a mom and a neighbor concerned about the way our communities are struggling, concerned about the safety of our homes, especially in the rural parts of Lane County, concerned about the future for our kids and grandkids as our community remains locked in partisan gridlock. Meanwhile, I've been watching my opponent defending himself from lawsuits and having to waste our money on settlements of lawsuits related to backroom deals and the kinds of politics that I don't agree with, and I know many in our community don't agree with. I've been knocking on thousands of doors throughout the district, and my opponent's extreme politics do not represent this moderate district. I envision a Lane County thriving on our strengths and with thriving, prosperous local businesses that can't be outsourced. I envision a Lane County with where our homes are safe, and
I'm sorry,
I look forward to answering your questions.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. All right. I know so the crowd's a little sparse. I guess after LaMarcus Aldridge scores 46 points and pulls down 18 rebounds, game 2, I noticed Taylor's was full. So that's what I'm guessing. My name's Sid Lyken. I currently serve on the Lane County Board of Commissioners, and just completed, getting ready to complete my first term. And prior to that, I've had a long service in long participation in public service, including 10 years as Springfield mayor. Most of the last decade, and during that time, We saw about $1.4 billion of private sector investment coming to our city, and we created thousands of new jobs. And during that time, we also really worked, I think, collaboratively with so many different partners throughout the state. And that's really how we got the job done, more or less. Also served 2 years as a city councilor and 2 years in the budget committee. I have extensive private sector background. I actually have ran 2 different companies. I've been a shareholder in another family-owned business as well. And I've served on several boards and commissions, including the college right next door, Northwest Christian University. Served on the board of trustees there. And during the time when we saw extensive growth and saw the university moving in a really, I feel like, in a very positive direction. So, been married for 23 years, have 2 boys. Grew up and they went through the Springfield Public
Time is up,
Schools.
sir.
And so thank you very much. This is politics, we just keep going. So, thank you.
Thank you for coming this evening. I'm Sherry Moore. I am currently a Springfield City Councilor. I was appointed to the council in 2010 and then elected to my current 4-year term in 2012. I serve on 3 Lane County boards and commissions: the Human Services Commission, the Lane County Housing Policy Board, the Lane Workforce Board, as well as my city council responsibilities. I'm on the Springfield Budget Committee, the Financial Advisory Committee, the Bicycle Pedestrian Committee, and the Economic Development Committee. I'm also on the Lane Arts Council, a member of Springfield Rotary, the Springfield City Club, the Springfield Chamber of Commerce, the League of Women Voters, Lane County Master Gardeners, and Eugene Christian Fellowship. I'm a hardworking, unpaid volunteer because I care. Our Lane County Commissioners have become so embroiled in protecting their own positions that they've lost sight of honest, open government that works for the people. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Charmaine Ray, and I'm running for Springfield County Commissioner. I never did this before. I'm a nurse, and I've also been a bus driver and an English tutor, and worked for the Agriculture Department as a pest detector. I did a little DJ stint in Houston, and I've been in Oregon a little over 2 years. And I'm on the board of the Willamette Jazz Society. I'm vice president of the Washburn Homeowners Association. I'm a member of the Oregon Native Plant Society and Mount Pisgah Arboretum. And I just thought I'd throw my hat in the ring because I think I have some good ideas, and I will stand up for them. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here, and thanks to everyone who's listening or watching this later. Thank you all for caring about the future of Lane County. My name is Kevin Matthews. I'm running for East Lane County Commissioner because I think it's time for a change to move Lane County in a more positive direction. I've been a ranch hand, a blacksmith, an educator, and an entrepreneur. For the last 20 years and more, I've been a small business owner in Lane County, and for the last 15 years I've been volunteering as a community advocate involved in a range of civic issues in the city, the county, the state, and beyond. My platform fundamentally is promoting more responsible forest practices, protecting our clean water, and building prosperity in our rural communities and neighborhoods, working together from the ground up with local products, local people, our local landscape, instead of using taxpayer dollars to chunk for corporate sharks and the top-down, trickle-down approach that seems to be present. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jack Schoolcraft. I grew up in this area. I went to Sheldon. I graduated from the University of Oregon. I'm a Vietnam veteran, Hall of Fame world-class athlete past. I'm a master tradesman, master craftsman, and recently I just penned several science fiction novels. I'm not going to make any promises to you tonight because I feel that politicians' promises are essentially just lies. You get your vote, and then later on I may or may not have to come through with my promise. But what I am going to do tonight is try and demonstrate my values, my beliefs, my perspectives, and how I would utilize these, if elected, as a foundation for my work, my decisions, and my votes as I attempted to accomplish my mission, to manifest my vision, and to implement the will of you, the people. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Faye Stewart. I'm currently serving in my 10th year as East Lane County Commissioner. I'm a fourth generation resident of Cottage Grove, married, and we'll be celebrating our 20th year anniversary this year to my beautiful wife Tammy. We have 4 children in the South Lane School District system. I grew up working with my dad as a partner in a small excavation logging business, and decided one day to run for county commissioner in hopes to help our communities become healthier, to represent citizens' needs, and to improve the quality of life in our communities. I was taught from a young age to give back, and our communities are where we live, and we need to do our best to improve them and help others. And that's my goal as a commissioner, and it's been, I place the constituents are first and foremost. I do my best to serve their needs. Thank you.
All right, now we'll move on to the question section of our forum. Mr. Stewart, we'll start with you and move on down the line that way. Okay, so the first question is, if you are elected county commissioner, what would your top 2 priorities be, and why are those priorities? Once again, that's if you were elected county commissioner, what would your top 2 priorities be, and why are those a priority? You will each have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to answer the question.
So if I'm re-elected, my first priority is to continue the effort in improving the economic opportunities and job creation in Lane County. Worked hard to try to create buildable, shovel-ready industrial land in Lane County so our businesses can grow and expand in our county and not lose them to other areas. Case in point, we're in the process of trying to rezone or upzone Goshen to take the current industrial land, 330 acres, and make it so that it can be redeveloped and hopefully to a higher and better use and more jobs. The second is to continue the efforts of public safety. One of the reasons I ran originally was I was frustrated with the fact that when you get robbed and you look for your sheriff department to come out and assist you, and you call for help and you get a response that says, if you have insurance, we'll send you a form, please fill it out, and hopefully you can collect. So my goal's been to improve public safety. It's been a very difficult challenge with the budgetary constraints, but through the hard work and the blessing of the citizens, they supported us in a property tax levy to increase our jail bed capacity this last year, and I hope to build on that success and find a way to create opportunities for more resident deputies in our rural areas to be able to respond to our citizens' needs when they have a call, and to improve our prosecutor, the district attorney's office, so that we can start prosecuting all crimes and be able to serve the citizens to improve the public safety throughout Lane County.
Well, my top priority, if elected, is going to be to change the attitude downtown of the government employees. I'd like to see salary caps and pay grades and limited entitlement. The people in town make an average of $45,000 a year, but downtown is almost $100,000. And when in history has the servant ever been paid more than the master? It's almost unconscionable. If we get elected, the person underneath us is making